Class, in this video I'm going to show you how to do the normal distribution probability problems and the missing number, find the value on the axis problems in the standard normal distribution. And in this video I'm going to use the TI calculator. So when you're doing these problems that involve you finding the area of a given region, you need to go to second vars, which is the distribution menu, and then you want number 2, the normal CDF. All right, if you have this still submenu, the lower number, upper number, lower number is the smaller of the two numbers, the first one left to right, so that's negative 0.99. This is the symbol you need for negative. This is subtraction, so make sure you don't use the subtraction symbol. So negative 0.99, and then my upper number is 1.29. All right, the mean is 0, the standard deviation is 1. I know that because this is the z distribution that has a mean of 0 and standard deviation of 1. So they're not always going to tell you this, the mean being 0, the standard deviation being 1. But if you see z's, that's what you can assume from seeing those z's, using those as the letters. All right, it pasted in there for me, and I have that value, 0.7404. All right, sometimes they'll give me just one z-score, and I have to find the area to the right or to the left of it. So in this one I'm doing to the right. So in that case I would do second vars, again normal CDF. My lower number this time, again I think of like the lower number, where does the shading start? So the shading starts here at negative, I can use this for negative 0.83. And then I think of the upper number, where does the shading end? And this time it doesn't end. So what I do in that case, me personally, is I just use a bunch of 9s. So just 9, 9, 9, 9, like that. And if you don't know if you have enough 9s or not, just add some more 9s. It just needs to be a really big number in the distribution, and like 6 is a really big number. So if I paste that in there, I get this number, and I'm rounding to 4 places. So as long as you have enough 9s in there, this will always round correctly to 4 places. So this is 0.7967. All right, the other type of problem that you'll see in this section is you're given an area to the left of a number and you're trying to find the z-score. Right? In that case, you're using what's called the inverse normal. The inverse procedure takes in an area, inverse norm. It takes in an area to the left of the number, so in this case the 0.9429, and what it's going to return is this missing z-score that has that area to the left of it. So you usually run these to 2 places, so 1.58. Now, when you do these problems, it has to be the area to the left. So that one is still area to the left. I'm going to do another one this time, though, that has the area to the right. And so in a case like this, what I have to do is subtract the area that's to the right from 1, and that 0.1112 is this little white area down here that's to the left, because I have to use area to the left when I use the inverse normal. So 0.1112 was that 1 minus the area we're given. All right, and I get negative 1.22, so I type that in there. That's my value that has that area to the right of it. Okay, so remember, we have to be able to get area to the right to be able to do these. Percentiles, when we see these in this section, so we saw them before, they mean a p percentile means the percent to the left of that number, below that number. So P95 would be the 95th percentile, and it means 95% is below the number and only 5% is above the number. So in that case, the 95th percentile is going to be a number that has virtually everything below it. So that's going to be B. Everything is shaded to the left of this number, and the majority of that area, the vast majority of that area, is below it. Nothing else has that picture. All right, when we know an area, 95% is an area, and we're looking for a number, that's the inverse's job. So these are going to be the 2 you use on this calculator. Normal CDF finds area and probability when you are given numbers, in this case, in this section, z-scores. Inverse normal takes in area and finds the z-score. Okay, so normal CDF area, inverse normal numbers, z-scores. So I need a z-score here. I know the area to the left is 95%, and this is the standard normal, so I'm looking for the mean is 0, the standard deviation is 1. So there's my number. They want me to round to 2 decimal places, so this would be 1.64 roughly. All right, this is the 14th percentile, so the bottom 14%. So again, only 14% is below it, so that's going to be just not much shaded, so that's going to be D. The stuff to the left of it, when we're looking at a small percentage like that, there's just not going to be much shaded in that left tail. All right, and then what's the number? Again, that's an inverse, so inverse norm. The area is 0.14, mean is 0, standard deviation is 1. All right, if you don't have that menu, that little sub-menu, you just have to make sure you put it in that order. Area, mean, standard deviation. So there's my number. All right, so the TI calculator is pretty straightforward. It's just those two menus that you're going to use.